Hi, this is Catherine Roseanne with BoardGameGeek. I'm sitting here with Richard Armand from Mind Clash Games, and he's here to talk about Trickerion. So please tell me about the game.
All right. You see, this is a game about magic. The players are magicians, stage magicians, who strive to become the most famous in town. And they do that because there's a great magician, Dalgard, who even has a statue in the city of Magoria, where you're basically having your shows. So we have this theater here, which is going to be the place where you're going to perform your magic. But before you go there, you have your own workshop where you can have your tricks. So first of all, of course, you can choose to be out of 8 magicians, like the priestess of mysticism here, and she's the master of the spiritual magic. All right. So if you like to be more like a mechanical guy, then you can be the mechaniker, and he has a different stuff in his workshop. So it's very different.
Each character is going to be different,
sure.
unique.
We have 8 characters now, thanks to the Kickstarter community, because first of all we only had 4, but then we could make them 8. And each of the characters have a unique special ability that you can use if you like. All right, so you're gonna store your tricks in your workshop. You can learn them in the downtown, which is a very cool location, and you will store them here. And you will need some components. You'll see the component requirements of each trick on the tricks. Well, I have the components here in the box right now, but should I just take them out for a second? All right. So it's a brand new box of Trickerion. There, for example, you have the animal here, which you can store in your workshop.
All right.
Right here. And if you have enough of that, then you can prepare the trick. Preparing the trick means that you can have some trick markers on it, which are good because then you don't have to move your card to the theater area. You only need these trick markers to move there. So, for example, these here, I'm not sure if you see that, but if
you take one of the cards for me.
Okay, one of the cards. So you see, this is the Magnus Pantheon. We have 3 theaters in the game. So as you proceed in the game and you get more famous and more famous, the directors of the theaters will allow them to use their stage, of course. So when you're a very talented and famous magician, then you're allowed to go to the Magnus Pantheon. So this is the most advanced theater in the game. And if you go
so you're trying to fill it up with your tokens.
Yeah, but you can. This is a place where you can cope with others, but actually you're still competing. So it's more like a semi-co-op part of the game. But mostly this is a competitive game where you have your own workshop where you can do whatever you like. But once you go out, then you're competing with others. So you have your characters here because this is a worker placement game for 2 to 4 players.
So you're taking
your character, yes, and you have the various locations here, and then you're gonna want to go there first, because if you go first, you get +2 action points, and all your characters has a built-in action level. So this is your magician, your most powerful worker, of course, and he has 3 action points. So this together would give you 5 action points to spend. And you can take the actions, and they will always tell you how many action points you have to spend.
And then depending on where you go in this, you'll get less. So you want to be the first one to go to space, basically.
But first of all, you always learn your plan your turn. So you actually use these cards to place beneath your characters, and you do that secretly. So first of all, you'll just place them like that, so other people don't know what you're up to. And when everyone's ready, then you reveal your cards. And the first player in the initiative order gets to place 1 character. He can go anywhere he wants, but he will always want to go to a place where other people are up to go. So if you see that no one else is going to the downtown, which is a rare case, of course, then you're then you have time to go there. So first of all, you can go to the market or to the theater, or maybe to the dark alley, where you can get some more cool cards.
Which will give you advantages.
Yeah, which will give you some more action points or some cool stuff for taking action, for example. And the other cool thing about the dark alley is that it brings in an event for the round. And we have the fortune teller here. And if you go to the fortune teller, then you can change the fate. So you can change the upcoming events order.
And you're rotating them.
Yeah, you're rotating them. And then in the next round, another event will come in, then it would come normally. So then you have to fill it out.
You can predict what's going to be coming as it rotates, and then you know what's going to be coming out.
Sure, but you can alter the fate.
Yeah.
So it's a very cool
If there's something
thing.
else you want to come out, then you can affect it.
And as a magician, you can always choose to advertise, because all the characters have a cool poster, and you can place it next to your place in the initiative order, and you always have to spend as much money as your rank is now in the initiative order. And this is always the opposite of the fame track. So if you're the first in fame, then you're going to be last. So other people have more chance to get...
To kind of balance out the levels.
Exactly, and you have to pay more for advertising as well, because advertising gives you fame. So we have this cool Trickerion stone for the turn marker, and whoever player gets to be the most famous in the end gets the Trickerion stone, and then he can be the next Legend of Illusion.
So how many players does it play?
It's 2 to 4 players. We tried our best to make the game with the best with all players. So we have, if you play with 2 players, for example, you can cover up the place between the first and the last place.
Just
yeah, you have a big gap. And we also have a 2-player variant for where this all varies. So this is not always the same. Sometimes it's like that, and it's different on all places. Yeah, it gives So we have this is called the Duel of Magicians, and which is a very cool thing. I think before I stop my introduction, are the specialists, because you have your workshop, but you can expand it with the specialists. So for example, she's the manager. But if you'd rather like a male manager, because for example, you are a girl, that was an idea for backers, and we thought it's a very cool thing, so we just did it.
That dual thing, that's I like that. I enjoy that. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So how long will a game typically take to play?
Yeah, it's around 30 minutes per player, but it can be less and more. For
Depending
example,
on how well people know the game.
We have 2-hour shifts here at the Spiel. And we already had a game that ended, a 4-player game that ended in 2 hours with the explanation. So, so it can be less and more, because with the Dark Alley, you'll have some more strategy, so you can think more. And we even have another expansion, the Magician Powers, which can expand the abilities of the magician. Those are all going to these slots here. The more Trickerion shards you have, the more slots you have open, and the better abilities you can learn. For example, they are in 3 levels, so the most advanced abilities can only go up to the upper slots, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Would you mind handing me the lid?
Sure. The box?
The lid? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That is Trickerion from Mind Clash Games. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.